Look, the reason you're still thinking about them, the reason that they're still on your mind, and the reason that you still feel their energy is because they took that away from you. Okay, you are the sun. What does that mean? It means that by you being the sun, you provide happiness, you provide warmth, right? They took that energy away from you because you were offering them that energy. This separation, this breakup is a blessing in disguise. I want you to know that that friend, that lover, that family member, they are struggling with their reality. They are struggling with their reality. And once in a while, they think about what happens if I step back in. If you let them step back in, they're going to put you through the same trials and tribulations because with the death card being right here in reverse, they don't like change. They don't acknowledge change. When there's a problem going on, they always tell you, hey, I'm sorry you feel that way. No, you should be sorry you're making me feel that way. Okay? With the Two of Wands, with the Hanged Man, just know that they caused people to stay stuck. And they were doing that for you. Just know that the separation was a blessing in disguise. Let's dive in. Okay, I want to see specifically what energy we are entering this reading with. If this reading found you, it found you for a reason, stay. If it doesn't match, move on, a better reading will find you. But let's see, what's the overall energy right now? We have the Three of Cups and we have the Sun in reverse. Doesn't matter if it's a relationship with a friend, a family member, or a lover. With the Sun being right here and the Three of Cups, you just lost someone in your reality. Okay? And you lost a connection, you lost a situation that did bring you happiness for a while, right? I feel like when this situation ended, cuando acabó esta relación between you and somebody else, you went silent for a while. Meaning that you were not talking to anybody, you were not talking to your friends, you were not talking to you weren't really trying to socialize with anybody, right? And with the Sun, I feel like the end of this connection did cost you some sort of pain, some sort of grievance to the point where you lost your light. Okay? And being pushed out with the Sun right here and with the Three of Cups not only signifies that if we're talking about a love situation, you had thoughts about that specific person romantically talking to somebody else, or thoughts about a specific friend betraying you, right? And taking your happiness away. But even though all that happened, the only thing that you have now is to move forward and feel better. And I feel like that's specifically what you're doing with the Six of Swords. The thing about it is that you still feel this person's energy. Okay? And why do I specifically say that? Because the Six of Swords talks about moving on, walking away, but at the same time, it also talks about carrying the pain, carrying the baggage, and carrying that person's energy. Right? So if you feel like this person is pulling at your cord, basically pulling at you, it's because most likely they're still feeling the same way about you. Right? And I'm specifically feeling that with the Sun in reverse, every time you think about this person, you feel down or you feel bad because the only thing you want is to move forward and stop focusing on them. And I feel like that's what you're doing. But the most random thoughts, you be getting these thoughts about them que honestamente te molestan, right? Exactly. With the Tower in reverse, you're trying your hardest to walk away from all this pain. You're trying your hardest to walk away from this situation. And I feel like in your heart, you know that this person, this specific situation is not good for you. Or they were not meant to be in your reality, but somehow you're still finding some sort of attachment to them. Okay? Look, the thing about it is that with the Tower, I feel like them leaving you in the past or you walking away from them is more of a blessing in disguise. Okay? And that's one thing that I truly want you to acknowledge. We have Cancer, Sagittarius, and we have Aries. Okay? That's something that I truly, truly want you to acknowledge. Something that I want you to keep in your mind. Okay? Look, the thing about it is that with the Tower being right here in reverse, it doesn't feel like you lost something. It doesn't feel like you're being protected. As simple as that. That's honestly what I can tell you. How is that specific person feeling about you at this moment in time? How is that specific person feeling about you at this moment in time? Okay, I want you to acknowledge that with the Two of Swords, if it's a lover, if it's a friend, we have this person thinking about somehow showing back up into your reality. Okay? And why do I say that? Because the Two of Wands talks all about creating movement or creating some sort of energy towards something. It could be a project, it could be a friend, it could be a family member. It's a thought that's currently being shown right here. The thing about it is that with the Hanged Man and the Death card being right here in reverse, we have to signify and we have to actually also know that no change has happened. No change has happened in this situation or in their mind. So whatever they put you through, whatever you went on when you were in a connection with them, those things are not going to change. And this has been an energy that I'm specifically feeling. With the High Priestess being right here, I also know and I also feel that you feel when they're pulling at your energy cord, or you feel when they're also thinking about you. Like I'm telling you, it can be an ex-friend, it could be an ex-lover, it can be an ex-family member. But the thing about it is that I want you to acknowledge that with the Hanged Man being right here in reverse, that person specifically knows what they did to you. And I feel like it was more emotional pain that turned on to physical pain, right? They know what they did to you, and they're not trying to acknowledge that they did hurt you. And if they did acknowledge, or if they do acknowledge that, they're going to put you in a place of, I'm sorry you feel that way. No, it's I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. Okay, and that's something that's being pushed out heavily right here with the Death reverse. Death reverse signifies a card of, yes, change is going to happen, but you're not going to like it. Meaning that specific person right now is currently going through cycles of ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs, and now is remembering how good you made them feel as a person with the sun because they took that away from you. So you were the sun in their reality, but they took that away from you and you became the sun in reverse, and that's why you ended up feeling like that. Okay, and with the Tower, like I'm telling you, hey, it's a blessing in disguise. And it's a blessing in disguise even though it doesn't feel like it. Why? Because this person is only here to bring you misfortune. And I feel like in the back of your mind, you know that. Why is it that you know that? Because with the Two of Pentacles outside of this connection, you have been feeling balanced. You have been feeling amazing. You have been feeling in ways that nobody has made you feel. And now you're regaining that power. Now you are regaining yourself. And I feel like you acknowledge that, right? And with the Three of Pentacles, that person is somebody that you don't want to be close to. Why is somebody that you don't want to be close to? Because they struggle to understand people's emotions and they struggle to work with other people. So not only are they thinking about, hey, maybe I should tippy toe back in, they're also thinking about, I don't think I have to change anything with this person, right? Y honestamente, va a ser mal en ti if you let them back in. Okay? That's the problem right here that's being shown. The thing about it is that with the Seven of Cups, you now acknowledge that they're not a person that you want in your reality and that you want to have in your reality because of how much they're holding you down or they held you down. Doesn't matter if it's a friend, doesn't matter if it's a lover, you know you're doing better than them. You know that you are in a better, stable place. You don't want to let old cycles back in. You don't want to let old things happen. Okay? Why? Because you're doing better and you know that. Okay, with the Seven of Cups right here and the Three of Pentacles reverse, I feel like you know they don't really hang out with anybody. I feel like you know that not a lot of people like them because of the way that they are, right? They feel like they're liked by people, but people know that they're not liked. Why? Because I feel like they always want to be the one on top. They always want to be in the spotlight, but they never do anything for that spotlight. Right? Like I'm telling you, while you were in a connection with them, a friendship, a family connection, a love connection, what they did was they took all your energy away. Now your energies are intertwined. That's why once in a while you think about them. That's why you're having a hard time walking away, but you are walking away. And I want you to acknowledge that you still carry their energy, so do everything in your power to get rid of that. Take care of yourself.